Okay, so we're just going to fill in our body now. So I'm going to come up here with my needle and then I'm going to cut my thread. So I need to cut a piece of wire that goes into that area there. So I'm going to take the black. I'm going to assess how long I think it needs to be, possibly that length. I might need to trim it down. So this is a bit by eye, so you need to check it and then place it down a bit and then see whether it's the right size or not. So we'll take that down to the fabric and then, so I'm just going to use my Malore here and I'm just going to see whether that is the right size. It's way too long, so I'm going to pull that back up. I'm going to trim some of it off and then take it back down again. Okay, let's see now. Yep, I think that should be about right. So let's just take that down just there. Okay, and then we're going to go gold. Okay, take Smooth Purl Wire. Okay, and again, it's going to judge that, and then let's trim that just about there. It's a little bit shorter than I potentially thought, but the last time I cut it the right length and it was way too long. So let's take that down to the fabric, like that. Ring that around there, push it down. Okay, and then let's see. Probably slightly too long. Just slightly this time. Just be careful with that Malore that you don't catch anything. Okay, so I'm just going to trim off the tiniest little bit. And then take it back down. Okay. Just going to take it down to there. Let's see. Okay, now that's formed a nice little curve around there, and we do want that. We don't want it to be perfectly straight. Okay, so we're going to come up just there. We're not coming up right next to the last row, because the thing is, if you come up right next to the last row, you don't leave any room for your tube, and the thread will always fall in the centre of the tube. So let's just pop that on there like that. And again, just trim it off. Okay. Take it down. Yeah, again, that's just too long. So the thing is, if you use your Malore to guide it down to the fabric, then you can always tell whether it's too long or not, much more easily than if you've sewn it down and then you find out afterwards, then there's nothing you can do about it. So there we go. It's just going to come around there like that, and then we just come in here with that. Okay, so I'm just going to put in a tiny little piece now so that we start to get our shape right. Okay, so we're going for gold. I'm just going to put in a little piece and then a much longer piece. So I'm going to go for a tiny piece like that. Okay, and that's just flicked over. That's all right, because I'll just pick it up in a second. Just move that back over here. Scoop it up. Okay, take it down. That's about right. Okay. There's that one, and then this one is going to come up the side just here like this, and that'll form around that bit of gold as well. So let's just place that there, get our piece of gold, trim it off. And then we'll see whether that's long enough or not. Okay. I think that's a good size this time. So that's going to come round to about there. And then down. And see how that's just formed a nice little curve as well there. Okay, so then we're just going to come back up here. Our next piece of black in. I'm just going to move that down fractionally, and then that's perfect. Okay, get our black and cut our black piece. Let's just move it along like that. No, I think that that's a bit too short, that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that out and cut another one to the right size. Okay, so I'm going to move that one out, but I can actually use that one as a guide because I'm just going to make it slightly longer. I'm going to just do it at that sort of angle. Oops. And then it makes it easier to cut. So I'm just going to trim it there like that. Okay, that's fractionally longer now, and hopefully that'll be the right length. And we'll take that down just there. Okay, so we'll just push that down there, and that should just form nicely. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect size that now. Okay, so we're just going to come up just there, put in our little gold, and see how this now is just nicely in line with this line as well. So by adding that extra little piece just back there, it makes it just a nice size. And so I'm just going to hold that there and cut it. Okay. We won't want too many more pieces now. Okay, so take that down. Let's check whether it's the right size. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, just need to put in a few more little pieces, and then he's done. Okay, so we need to add our little bit of black just here, and then possibly one or two little bits of gold, and then we're done. Might need to get another thread. I think this is going to be the last piece that we can fit in with this thread. That's a bit too long, so I'm going to just trim that back. Okay, so there's our little piece. I'll take it down and then just take it down to about there. Okay, and then I'm just going to do a couple of stay stitches. I'm going to get a new thread. Okay, and that way I'm not completely running out of thread on this piece, which we clearly don't want to do. So there we go, there's our little stay stitches. So I'm going to get another thread now, and then we can kick off on the last leg. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit of gold. It's wibbly wobbly all over the place, that's the technical term. I'm going to take a little tiny bit like that. Just let's see. You can just pop it in like that. That looks good. Okay, let's take that out. And then let's just come up at the bottom of our bee there. Take that piece down. And then this could be the second to last piece. So we've literally got the smallest of gaps here. So we need a really, really tiny piece. And what would be nice is to just put in a little bit of the bright check. And that'll just give us a tiny little bit of bling for our sting. Oh, I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Okay, let's take that down. Let's take that down to there. Be really careful. I'm just going to hold that with the malure. Let that guide itself down there. Okay, so that's our little bee all stitched. Now what we do need to do is we need to put a tiny little bit of something for our antenna.